All right, so we are finishing up the conference class tournament, but coming in ninth, man, I barely eked out a top 10. I absolutely ran flat. I did not make a single hole-in-one in the weekend round, and I have been killing these par threes. The only hole that I actually wasn't getting a lot of hole-in-ones on was hole number 8, but hole number 2 and hole number 5, or excuse me, hole number 4, I was killing it and just did not get shit. I did not hit perfect. There's 6 right there, and hole number 5, which I had been making all week long. Anytime I hit perfect on hole number 5, it went in the hole. I think there was one time all week that I hit a perfect and it didn't go in, and didn't hit perfect here. So there's 6, 7, 8. And I think on this one I didn't hit perfect. I just could not hit perfect in the weekend round. That was just the way it was. I had all the stuff, but couldn't back it up. So there we have it. Let's see what won. I'm thinking a 34, 33s, and I was right there. I came in with a 17 in the qualifier. So I mean, I started the week off. I peaked in the qualifying round, and then I had to save myself in the opening round just to get the 30 on the back. But it was a good week. I just ran flat on the weekend round. That's how it works. That's how it goes. You can go out there, and sometimes you're like, man, I just don't feel it, and you go out there and kill it. And sometimes you're like, man, I'm going to kill it today, and you fall flat on your face. So that's how it works. And I fell flat on my face. Could have been worse. Could have been 90th. It could have been a full round and come in 90th. The banner. Not a good banner, but a banner. Let's see what we get. That is the only thing right there I was after. I must have used at least 15 Berserkers this week, so just replenishing the stock, and I had to have used at least 10 Kingmakers this week, so there we go. I got my ball inventory back. Excellent. And anytime I can get epic cards, any epic cards, and I'm especially interested in these lower tier epic cards because I'm trying to get them maxed out to get them out of the queue. And I don't know what the deal is. Like the last 3 or 4 days in the club card trading, I have had, it's been the Boomerang, Castaway, just like all 3 cards are cards that I'm not working on. It's always nice. There's a bunch of these epics that I am working on that I'm willing to put stuff into, but it doesn't help when you don't get anything good. Let's try my golden shot here real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a scouting report for the new tournament, and let's talk about that. So I had assumed, I'm not paying attention, don't read the feed, just assumed, ass out of me and me, that we have a tournament, and then we have a 9-hole cup, and then we have a tournament, and then we have a 9-hole cup, and it's a never-ending barrage of shit. A never-ending barrage. But this week we don't have a tournament or a 9-hole cup. We have it's 4.98 rings, so 5 rings. And a great from good measure. Woo! Oh, jeez. Blind squirrel finds the nut. That's funny. That's funny. I did a +10 on that, and I know from playing the golden shot a bunch of times that the long iron, I played at 1.7 per ring, but that was it. All right, I got some Berserkers, 9. I got some more Berserkers, and I am working on my Falcon, and getting 17 cards there is awesome. Awesome. Trying to get that to level 7. I don't know that I'll use it when I get to level 7, but I am working on it. I am. So, okay, we have a tournament. Let's see if we can go load more here. We have a tournament. Southern Safari. Conference Clash. Where's the 9-hole cup stuff? Tournament, 9-hole cup, tournament, 9-hole cup, tournament, 9-hole cup. So we have on the 9-hole cup weeks, we've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday where we have like, wow, they gave us some free time. They're not just like berating us every day like, hey, come play tournament, come play tournament. There's never an ending tournament. And now we have a full tournament that we just finished, the Conference Clash. And now we're starting another full tournament. I was just assuming this week we were going to have a 9-hole cup, but I guess we're just going to have tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament. Yeah, because we had the League of Leagues 9-hole cup, and then we've got the Conference Clash, and now we've got another tournament. So, all right. Jeez. All right. What are we doing here? No, I don't want to. Well, no, I do want to qualify. I can get a free practice round today. I don't have to spend any practice tokens. Look at that. They gave me a free practice round. I suppose I got that going for me. And I will be quite honest with you. These Lake Wabasha holes, I don't have a lot of time and grade on them. They're in Tour 9 right now. So if you're practicing from the Pro Tees, you can get some. You can get a look at them in Tour 9. But I think I've only played these in tournament, so we'll have to see. I know that in the past I've played coming through these trees trying to get over to this area, and it seems to me that there's several ways that you can start off here. You can start off. I think you can start off over on this side and then try and bring it around. Or you can start off in these little thin areas and try and bring it through. These trees are kind of like the Sequoia Creek trees. They're huge, so they're the tree trunk comes up and it's quite a ways before you start getting into branches and you start branching off of it. So there is some areas below. However, if you get caught in those trees, you could get in a little spot of bother. If you get caught up in them, or you're even, don't take any chances. Just get on the green. Chip yourself out in front. Take your short little chip. Recover. Don't try and get too aggressive. Don't try and make up for the shot that you already took that you're never going to be able to make up for. Just get up there and get it. But let's go check this out. We'll enter it. We'll enter the qualification round. Let's count it as a practice round. And here's what happened to me last week in that qualification round that I did where I shot the 17. I was just out there dicking around. I had no numbers, no notes, no nothing. It was the first round I shot, and I thought, well, hell, I'll just go out there, and then stuff started going in, and I didn't I was like, hell, I got this down. So I played my auto count pro. I got a 9th in pro. No, excuse me, I take that back. I got a 9th in this account, and I got a 3rd in my odd account, which was good because I needed the ball inventory. I need to get my ball inventory back up. Let's enter. We have entered the province playoffs. I'm really confused. Am I missing something here in the store? So we got coming very soon. They talked about that we're going to come out with the new Power 74 balls so that they can give us, because we've all been, what every golfer out there that plays Golf Clash has been hoping for and waiting for is a Power 4.5 ball. It'll revolutionize the game. I mean, think of all the things that you were able to get done with a 4 power ball, and think about all the things you were able to get done with a 5 power ball, and now we're going to be able to have 4.5 power balls. So, I mean, it's going to revolutionize it. It'll be greater than sliced bread. It will be. We got shot of the week. We got freestyle. Conference Clash bundle. I got Mega Splash. Take a dip in season, and then we got the playoffs, and they didn't really say anything about no 9-hole cup. Like, are they changing the format, or did they want to skip a week, or are we going to get a week off sometime? Maybe not. So I don't know what the deal is. I do not know. I do know that I'm going to, let me look at my bag inventory here. I'm going to play this with a Titan. A Titan. This tournament's sponsored by Titan. I'm really kind of depressed on how fast my Titan inventory is going down. Used to get Titans in tournaments, and I had at one point like 1,200 Titans. And because I only played with Titans in tournaments, I never played with good stuff in one-on-one. I went into, and the way I found out about, I really did think we had a 9-hole cup this week. I went in to see what my team had scored in the last tournament, and all of the stuff was already gone because we'd started a new tournament. All right, here we go. Hole number 1. Hole number 1. I have no idea. No idea what the variable will be on any of these shots, on any of the stuff. One of my subscribers left a comment about, thanks for being a subscriber, that they had used my gameplay and used Ehrlich's numbers and got a 36. That is the way to do it. I'm never the best person on numbers because here's the thing. I don't know what clubs you have. I don't know what levels they're at. I don't know what if you're using the app or if you're using hand math or if you're eyeballing it. And you could have somebody that's using, let's say I've got a club and I'm hitting at 1.2. And you're like, no, it should be 1.4. Well, I might have to do, you might do 1.4 and it's like, no, it's 1.4 per ring and plus 30%. Well, I'm hitting at 1.2, so plus 30% at 1.2 is not the same as plus 30% at 1.4. That's the straightforward shot. I kind of like that. That seems, it's a freaking narrow area down there. You definitely want to know what the adjustment is. So I've never really been good at the numbers. Ehrlich is really good at the numbers. I don't know if I like this skinny little narrow little area down here, but maybe. I'm doing a rough bump. I'm going to say I'm going to start off with plus 10. 5.5 times 1.1 divided by 1.2. It's 5 rings. It's 5.04. Hitting it perfect. This is all about knowing the wind adjustment, and you really need to I think that came through there pretty straight, but it's hard to tell when you have an absolutely pure tailwind whether or not you're pulling right. It's not a good day to do it. What we really need in order to test our wind adjustment, our variable adjustment, is a side wind, because then we can really, and this is why it's so important to record your own video, because you can set it up and then pay attention to that first bounce, like where did you leave it, and really kind of be cognizant of that, so that when it comes through there, you can see, did it push me to the left, or did I get over pull to the left, or did it push me to the right, or like what the deal was. It's hard to tell on tailwind, headwind days. It's a little easier, well, on a shot like that, because I'm not really going towards the green. You really need a side wind day. You really do. That might be the way to go. All right. We are not going to qualify today. Today is just a scouting report. I think that's the way to go at it. it seems to me that we tried over here, but over here you're going to have to use a lot of curl, or you're looking at just trying to get out here in front so that you got a short little chip to get on. But if we can try and get through those trees, that is awesome. So with that club right there at 85 topspin, if you got an extra mile, another thing that you can do, now what I didn't check right there, dummy, was where my red line was at, like how much distance I had down there with that 3 power ball. If you've got mid-level, what I'll probably end up doing if I play my 99 account this week, because it has an extra mile 7 and only has like 50 topspin, is that in a situation like this you can bring out a bigger ball and push your red line forward so that you can bring your big topper, and your big topper will have no problem. The only problem with the big topper is it's not really accurate. I think it's 2.6 per ring, and if you're off here, you're way the hell off on the second bounce, and the third bounce is way off, and the fourth bounce is in a different county. And so it can go wrong real quick if you're using a big topper. You really want to hit it perfect on a shot like this where you're trying to get through the trees through a little lane. But this is the only way I'm going to play. Even if I ended up out here and stuck in the rough and I'm here, this shot right here is line it up, and if you hit perfect, it goes in the hole. And I think even from pro with my odd account, I'm still going to want to try and go through this area somewhere. I don't know, unless I bring out a big enough ball, I don't know if I can get to that area in pro, but I think you can. I think you can. I'll have to check it out. That is the only way I'm going to play this hole this week, is through those trees. Just like that. Just like that. All right, what do we have here? If I remember correctly, there is a rough bump right here. And if I do remember correctly, if you look at the way that the terrain is along this edge, so if you're a woodworker, this is the crotch, right? And so it comes up and it funnels up to it. So this area is somewhat flat, and then as you're going around, it gets steeper and steeper and steeper, and that's exactly what it does here. So this area here is, I'm not going to say flat, but it's fairly flat, and then as it comes around here, this is steeper and steeper and steeper. So if you try and hit off of this area to do the rough bump, you're gonna be hitting into this, and you're gonna get that high irregular bounce, and you take the risk of it bouncing straight up, and then if it bounces straight up, when it comes back down, it'll roll back down towards the water. And you can get a little bit of inconsistency in these areas. Whereas if you hit over here where it's a little bit flatter, it responds a little bit more like you want. But going from here to here is pretty straight line. Going from here to here is not. So side spin. And this also looks like it might be a top spin issue too. So I'm not sure which club we're taking that with, but we want to make sure we've got clubs that have top spin, enough top spin to be able to get us up there. If we're in sniper, our sniper should have enough topspin if it's upper develop. Once again, in my 99 account, I've got a level 7 or a level 8 sniper, and number one, it doesn't have its distance, and it doesn't have topspin. So if you've got mid-level clubs, this is why it's important to watch somebody that's got better clubs and see what their spin is. So if I come down here and I put on 6 spin to get there, you could come out here with like a big dog, and your ball guide's gonna be crap, but you'd know that if you had the spin and you had the ball guide to show you where your spin was going, that you need to put on 6 top spin. You could put on the 6 top spin and start getting in the range. You won't know that though unless you watch somebody play that's got clubs that have good ball guide. Let's check it out. Hole number two. Let's make sure I got some bags with some stuff in them. I got a Goliath? I do. I got a Goliath bag right there. Let's see. I have no idea. No idea. I'm making some notes for the first hole. I'll start a little note sheet. Be all professional about it. Oh no, don't be professional. Ruin the image. Gordon actually told us the right stuff. And you see how it gets a little bit steeper and steeper and steeper down here than what it is in this area right here where it's coming towards that crotch area where it flares out. Tommy said to do a 15%. He said the variable's 15%. Let's see if Tommy's right, because I have no idea. The whole variable thing that they have is all BS, and it's just some dweeb from Playdemic that puts in some numbers. Has nothing to do with anything. Where are we? Okay, there's Max. Jeez, a 3 Powerball at Max. I could do this shot on a tailwind or a sidewind day, but if we've got a headwind and bouncing it over from here, trying to get it to stick, you might almost be better off. Oh shit! You can see the problem that you have there. So you might have to. How bad is that? Where you might have to actually play a par 3 with a par 5 ball on a headwind day. A sliver of, let's say, half a backspin, half a right hand or left hand side spin. Half a backspin, maybe a third of a backspin. Now, dude, if I was you, I would try and hit it to where you could hit it all the way back up to the top. Nobody wants to practice. Hey, in their situation, it wouldn't hurt to try and hit it back up to the tee box to try and take that shot again. Now, you're in the rough right there. You know if you hit it perfect, it's going to go in. So you're not like helping yourself out on the hole. But hey, shit, the guy that you're playing with might, or the player, excuse me, ladies, the player you're playing with might go, hey, hell, I missed mine. I'm gonna go for it as well. .3, 6.1 rings. Probably should turn my grid on. There's 6.1. Perfect. Perfecto. Pretty close. Pretty close. Maybe just a titch more backspin. It came out of there a lot faster than the ball guy was saying it was going to come out of there. So maybe a solid half, maybe 3/4 of a backspin with that half of left-hand side spin, and leave your ball guy just a little bit short. That might be good. And part of that is that you're at. So you take a shot and you're in long iron versus taking a shot when you're in wood. You're coming in a lot hotter on this shot. And I was definitely at max club. So you're coming in pretty hot right there. And how much it's going to move forward versus how much it'd move if you were using a long iron is quite a bit different. I think that is. Man, it's dangerous as hell. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. And I just can't. Let's look at that hole. I mean, really? I mean, I'm in here with a power 3 ball, and I am right at my red line. I actually would have like to have been maybe like right in this area right here. But even being there with a little bit of, and I was thinking that you would have to have more spin to get over there, but the way that the course is contoured, you don't. That if we had a headwind day, and we're going to have 50% higher winds this week, so if we have a headwind day, like literally you'd have to bring out a 5-power ball to move your red line forward so that you'd have room to work out that headwind. That's funny. I mean, I could think of a couple par 3s in the game that I bring out a Kingmaker, and I thought I was overdoing it with the Kingmaker. And now we might have to bring out a power 5 ball to do a par 3. I suppose I will tell you right now that if you want me to demo a shot from over here to get to the cup, I'm probably not going to do that. Now I say that shit, and then I turn around and I find something over here that, no, I'm not going to, no, it's not going to happen. We're not, this is an optical illusion. Okay, there's some fans right over here on the tip of this because nobody hits off of there. I suppose you could try and bring it around this way, but why don't you just stand with your back to the course and throw the ball over your shoulder? Really, how sad is that this is the shot. Now, if you brought out a bigger club, like here's another. I gotta start remembering what our ball inventory looks like. We have a Guardian, and we have backspin boost balls, and a Guardian hits farther than a it's 172 for your sniper, and it's 180 for 179 or something. I think it's right in this area. It's 179 or 180 for the Guardian, so it does hit farther, so you can get a little bit farther forward, and it has 100 backspin. And we have balls that have backspin boost, so you could come up here and use a backspin boost ball. And there was a tournament that we played 2 or 3 tournaments ago that I remembered. We went the whole damn week, and then the weekend around, I finally remembered that we had backspin boost balls, and damn near if I would have started the week off with the backspin boost balls, I would have been able to figure out exactly where to set it up to make it. But I was like, swirled the cup and edged the cup, and it was right there. So that might, with our ball inventory, that might be the way to go at it, is to backspin it up there. And I'm a big fan of, if you've got a par 3 that's eating people's lunch, go up there and get your birdie and move along, and don't be in that group, because I can see a lot of people getting their ass kicked on this, getting their hat handed to them. All right, there we go. Hole number 3. What is hole number 3? What do we think? I have no clue. It seems to me that I was going this way, trying to get down into this area, because this is flat with the cup, and this area right here is here, and here's the cup down here. The other thing we're gonna have to go out there and look at it. Looking at the photo right here, this area, this looks like it rolls down, and then there's like one little flat area on the top. And so coming at it like this, if your trajectory is even a little bit off, it's going to be really easy to slide off one way or the other, or end up in this sand. And that trying to get down into this area, if you make it down here, number one, you're flat with the cup, and you got a beautiful shot to the cup. So I'm not sure. Looking at the photo here, there might also be a way to get down through here where you can get, depends on where our bounces are at. We might be able to utilize this. So we'll see. We'll go out there and check it out. For freaking sure. Tommy says 20 and 40, so I would bet money that second shot he's hitting from the left over there, and that the imaginary variable that they have in the game is 40% from the top. I could believe that. But if you hit it to the right and you're down there on the bottom, they'll have a different variable plugged in for that. I'm not sure if they've always had the ability to manipulate that variable, or if they had to go through their code and dig out that whatever that number is, so that they could go in on their variable sheet. When programmed way back in the day. I wrote some big store programs and stuff, and you always have a variable sheet. You always have one part of your program where all of your programming draws the variables from that. And so if you're changing variables, you can go into one spot and change the variable. You don't have to go through all of your code. Because in the very beginning, we didn't have all of these little micro freaking adjustments that we have right now. Things were a little bit more consistent. We've got so many different courses that have come out over the years that it's inconsistent from one course to the next. That's why I say if anybody tells you, well, it's elevation. No, elevation is a word. I agree. But it's not the right word. The word is variable. When stuff can change, so you're on a course and you're standing in a spot and you're looking down at the green and you go, wow, there is an elevation change. And when we play that hole this time, it's one variable, and then the next time it's a different variable. That's not this. That elevation on that course didn't change. The elevation was the same. And if the number's changing, that means that it's a variable. And I'm just as bad as everybody else. I've used over the years that term elevation, but that is not. What is the deal here? Can we not get a replay? Playdemic's pissed at me because they're like, you're talking shit about us. Oh, don't get me started on the signs, guys. All I know is that I am a consumer and I have choices. And my choice is that anybody who buys advertising space from you, I will not buy their product. Because any company that thinks that it's a good idea to advertise on those signs, that area is not as domed as I thought it was. In the picture, it looked like it was pretty domed. Wow, shit, you could probably get on in one here. What was I thinking? Nah. We're going to have to go through some inventory here, because that screams topspin boost ball. And he's saying that's a 40. How many times have you seen that on a hole and it's 25 or 20? That's why there's no consistency in the game. None. Holy shit. Is that for real? This is where we need those power tempos. Man, you get a tailwind day, or you might be able to make it all the way over there. You can make it to right there. Look at that. Look at that. There is a little bit of a window right there, and you could come blowing through there and just try and end up right in front of the green. Where's that second bounce coming out? Look at that. That's possible. That's not only possible, that might be doable. Going to the left out there with the power 5 ball if we had a tailwind. But the only way you'd be able to do that is if you had a tailwind. That shot that I was doing right there, you could do on tailwind and sidewind days. You wouldn't be able to do it on a headwind day. You'd have to have two shots in your bag. But if it was a headwind day, you could take that shot. And of course, I'm out here practicing. My opponent's looking at me wondering what the hell I'm doing, and I'm out practicing, and you think that they could give me a break, but nobody will give you a break. Because nobody practices. Nobody gets it. Everybody thinks we're playing one-on-one. If I win, I can get nothing. How about that? I'm curious to see just where it would come out. 1.2 times 5.9 divided, it's just 5.9. What am I thinking? One ring grate to the left, that might not kill me. If I make the bounce. Make the bounce. There's a spot there. There's definitely a spot down there. That's a potential on tailwind, sidewind days. That is a potential get down on the green. That shot right there can definitely be worked out. Definitely. My opponent did miss that, just to see like what the deal was on it. If I could get back on the tee so that I could use my driver, I'd try and hit back up to the top right here. All right, man, that hole right there's got some potential. That's one of those things where if we could figure that shot out, there'd be a bunch of people in the group that haven't figured that out. And that's a freaking, that's almost shit. You get down into that area and that could be a serious Albie opportunity. Serious. Hey, good luck. Good luck, man. Good luck in the tournament to come. Do. Par. All right. There we have it. Okay, that is, let's go look at that hole again. I think you need to have two shots in your bag. You could have the shot where you put yourself over here or you lay yourself up here. This is definitely going to be, man, this is a pretty, this might be short iron. This might be wood. Trying to come at it like this. It might be easier to lay yourself up here, or I don't know that it would be that hard to lay yourself up here and stay in the fairway. But getting into this little arm right here, into this arm, sidewind, tailwind days, you could get yourself into that little arm and try and bleed yourself through. What I really wanted was to hit and run through the rough and then slow myself down, as opposed to missing the rough entirely and making it through. But hell, even if I just bled out right here and had this short little chip, I mean, come on. I mean, it's not that this is a gimme, but what would you rather take for Albie? This, or this? I'll give you, if you, this is A, this is B, this is C. If the answer to this question, if everybody doesn't get the correct answer on this question, I gotta go with A. I mean, come on, if we can get over there and almost on and one on a par 5, jeez. And at least half the time, I mean, we get a lot of pure sidewind stuff in this game, and I think even if you had just a slight, I mean, like you were sidewind slightly on the headwind side, you could still make this area down in here, I believe. It's close. I think you might be able to do it. Yeah, I'm going to be working on this area right here just to see, but I will say this. You need to have one of these other shots in your bag, because we are going to get out here on a headwind day. And you're going to want to know what the shot is here. And so you're going to want to have taken the shot so you know what kind of an adjustment you need to do to the cup. These seem like they're about level, but obviously different clubs, so it's going to be different. You can't necessarily take whatever variable we're using from here and apply it to here. because this club's coming in a lot hotter, and so it's going to respond differently than this club. All right, we kind of have an idea maybe of what we want to do on that hole. Hole number 4. Seems to me that there was a rough bump, and I'm not sure if it was a rough bump from here or if there was a rough bump from over here, but it does seem to me that there was a rough bump. Obviously you can go straight at it, but anytime we can do a rough bump on these, and I like this type of rough bump, depending on where you can get out here, because you can leave yourself a little bit of room. The problem here is that it gets longer on this side, so if you're coming through this area, your bounce from here to get over versus your bounce from here to get over, you got an extra length. So if you hit it great to the right, you take the risk of, you're fine when you bounce, but your second bounce doesn't get out, and you're not going to get, if your second bounce doesn't get out, it's going to die right there. Let's check it out. I'm going to bring, I do have one bag with a Goliath in it, just in case. Let's go check it out. Let's check it out. Making some notes here. Guardian backspin. All right. And on that last hole, it was an APOC and a Power 5 ball. Go for it. I'm going to write go for it on my notes. Go for it. Let's see. Yeah, there's a rough bump right there with a sniper. Look at that. Looky. Yeah, you can't pass up on that. You can see where the second bounce is. So if you start hitting to the left, you start taking the risk of that second bounce getting caught up. That actually looked pretty good though. I have no freaking clue what kind of an adjustment I should be making on this. My eye is telling me that it's downhill. I'm going to start at 10%. If they did a regular pull, they were about 10% short, so let's try the 10. I don't know if we can do this with a, let's see if we can do it with a Power 1. Where's our red lines? Yeah, I think we got plenty of room there. Let me get right here where my blue ring is. See, the blue ring is in this area right here. My blue ring's on the edge, and it's on the edge right there. And let's see what kind of spin we need. Well, that area sucks. That's one right-hand side spin. That area right there might not be good. To try and get to it, there was like one sliver of side spin, I was going right at the hole, and the next sliver of side spin, I was going way off the hole. We'll try it and see if we can, what it does. .2. That might be better. That is a very sliver of right-hand side spin. 7.92 rings. Here's 5, 6, 7, 9, 2. And a great, just for good measure. And it's hard to tell on that where it rolls out because of how much you move the ball just a little teeny bit, and your tail, how your tail's responding. It's hard to tell whether or not I didn't pull it enough. I mean, I hit it great to the right, so I should have ended up to the right. And that looked like greater. I was farther away from the hole than a great to the right, but you never know until you hit a perfect. That area that's down there, it's got some bumps on it. So if you're in one spot, I'm going to have to work on that to find a spot. What I like is where I know what my spin is, and I have some reference where I'm putting my rings. So I can put my rings back in that spot, put the spin on it, and then do the micro movement just to make sure I'm going right at the cup, and then set that up. It's always best on a hole like this because that spot looks like it's very tricky getting it. You want to be in the, you want to have that, you want to know these numbers on your notes, so you don't have to reinvent this every time. This is not a hole that you want to have to reinvent. We'll see how it goes this week, but I'd like, anytime we can do that type of rough bump on one of these holes, I like our odds. I do. I still think there might be a rough bump over here where you're coming down this hill. I know that there's a hill here and you're quite a ways away from it, but as soon as your ball encounters this hill, it's going to force the ball to go to the right. There might be one over here, but this is a really nice rough bump. Other than the moguls and the ditches and the freaking pits that they put out there. I have no freaking clue. No clue whether we were trying to lay up here and then go for it. No, we got to be able to go for this. This is a par 4, right? I'm not sure I even remember this hole. At least looking at the photos. We'll see if I remember it when we get out there on the course. Got to make sure and try and par this hole. This is the type of tournament that a lot of people will go out and practice on a Monday. And we do not want to, man, is this a par 4? Let's see here. Let's go down to the Titan, the king of balls. This is a topspin boost ball all day and twice on Sundays. Look at that. Look at that. And you can't really use the wind right there. It does seem to me that we were trying to go like over, trying to curl it around. You could try and get yourself over here on this tip and then have this shot coming up at the cup. But I think with a topspin boost ball, we can go this direction. We can get our launch over the rocks. We definitely want to know what the adjustment is, because we can't leave the wind on, otherwise it'll just throw us in the rough. Right in this area. Got to be cognizant of this. Top spin boost. So I really think that direction. Now that's what I'm saying with my opponent trying to get out there to that tip. That'll work. That works. Nice. Nice, my friend. That is probably the way to go. I just want to see. I just want to see what it looks like. I just can't. I can't. I want to see if I get a rock bounce. It's 1.1 times 5.6 divided by 1.2. 5.13 rings. And a 2-ring, solid 2-ring, great to the right. Solid. It carried way, way, way down in there too. I know that was great to the right, but that carried way, way down into that hole. So I think if you were hitting to the right, it might be plus 10%, but if you're hitting down into that area right there, I would think about adding some more on. I'll have to go back and watch the video. This is why it's so important to record your own video, because you can go back there and you can see what you did. You can, and the key thing is, yes, sometimes you get a replay in the game, and the replays are a lot better now than they used to be. But when you record your own video, you can pause it. Especially if you do the wind ring method, and especially if you have a grid, because you can do the wind ring method and how many shots? I got 2, they got 2. Right at the cup. Nirvana. Here's 2, 4, 6, 7. Boom. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Are we practicing? We are. We are. Yeah, if you record your own video, you can, if you use a grid, which was reminding me I need to turn my grid on. If you use a grid, it's really good, because if you're doing the wind ring method and you're lining it up, you really will learn a lot, because it's exact. I mean, you can freeze it right here and you can see that you had your ball, you had the blue ring right on the line, and then you can look at what kind of move you made and how much you pulled out of it, and really be able to, so let's say you make it and you're like, what the hell did I just do? Did I do what I wanted? Then you can go back there and you really want to focus on those, the ones you made and don't made. You need to give them both equal focus. And you can look at it and go, wow, I was trying to do a plus 15%, and I was at this spot in my club, and I watched my pull here, and I did everything exactly like it was on my notes, and it went in the hole. So we're good to go. You know, I mean, we're in the ballpark. But you make one of those, and then you come out here and you watch your replay, and you're like, oh shit, I did my max club pull instead of my mid club pull, and I did the 15%. And so if you went out there and you played off your notes and you did the mid, and it doesn't go in, you're like, what the hell? It went in last time, and I'm way off. If you had your own video, you would have known that, whoa, the reason it went in last time is because I screwed up. I did a 10 instead of a 15, or I forgot to do anything. And I played it at max and I was supposed to play it at mid. And you can get that stuff because you've got total control of your own video. Record your own video. It will help your play tremendously. Anybody who's taken my advice on that and leave comments, because it is, in my opinion, it will dramatically increase your ability to score better in this game, because you'll be able to watch your own gameplay. The problem is you have to self-critique yourself. You have to be willing to, you know, go, damn, what was I thinking? Or what an idiot. Or and hey, I shoot YouTube videos. You guys have all seen me be a freaking, like, go in with the best of intentions and get my ass handed to me on video. All right, here we go. I have no freaking clue. Is this, maybe that was a par 4. Yeah, okay, that was a tough ass par 4. I think a lot of people are going to try and go over here, but I go into this area, but I really like with that, with a topspin boost ball, hey, geez, we might be able to make that. We might. Let me plug my phone in before it dies. All right. And then I don't have a calculator. Hole number 6. I have no clue. It seems like we must be trying to get over into this area, if possible. But from the tee box, either coming over in here, laying yourself up at the top, but if we're going for it, I just don't see us we're not going to get over this river at the end of our run, but like trying to get down into this area so we have a short iron shot. I kind of like, you know, trying to get around these trees from this angle. If you were going this direction versus going this direction, and the cup is right here. I do like this. I don't have to try and work around the trees to try and pick up any distance. And if we go arc from the cup, well, so it's probably more like in this area right here. So let me draw that out again. So we're, like if we wanted to get to the same spot here as we were out here, we have to get around the trees in order to get there. This second shot coming up to the cup, I think the pin's far enough away this isn't really in play, but this right here gives you a nice open path to it. You got a little bit deeper that you can go. But I think we're probably going to be trying to hit down here. I'm thinking greedy Playdemic players. We're always trying to get the extra little bit. Top spin boost ball. Playdemic is a ball manufacturer. They've forgotten about that. They've tried to get into the advertising business and sell signs, and forgot that they could make more money selling balls than they could selling signs on any day of the week. This is a great week for a top spin boost ball. How come they don't have a special going, like some daily special? $9.99, you get something. Every single day they have a special. How come they don't have Power 5 balls just in the store? This game has been out for long enough now, boys. Let me tell you, this game's been out long enough that if you're going to let people buy club cards to get their club cards upgraded, you could add 3 more balls to the store. You could add a Berserker, a 444, some 444 utility ball, maybe a Katana that's got less side spin but more wind, a 2 power 1 side spin 3 wind, or 2, something. They could add 3 more balls into this and they would make money off that, especially if they added a Berserker, because people would go, shit, I'm out, I don't have a 5 power ball and I really need one, and they'd go in and buy one. They'd spend some gems on it. But no, we don't want to sell balls, we want to sell signs out on the course. Alright, I took my tin hat off. Whew, I got it. I barely was able to get it off. I had to pry it off my head. I can tell you one thing. There's probably 2 people at Playdemic that play this game. And I will bet money that all of them have played the game. They went through the little splash screen and all the little stuff to start off and go, see how the game looks? And everybody goes, yep, I see how it works. All right. I can't believe if Playdemic has a bunch of people that actually played their own game, that they're all excited about the signs. That they go into work and go, man, my game has improved so much because of all these new signs that we got out on the course. It's awesome. Now, why did they use a rock instead of their extra mile? That's a question. Maybe they only have one back? Yeah, I can't see myself trying to go around the bend to try and get the distance. I mean, like, this is the shot. Extra mile. Which way's the wind blowing? So if I put on overpower, you can see which way the wind's blowing, how much room I have over there. Hitting it perfect. Now I did that with a Power 3 ball. Once again, if you got mid-level or low-level clubs, I'm sorry, I'm just a messenger, don't shoot me. If you got mid-level, low-level clubs, you could go over there with a Power 5 ball and a big topper. If you've got an Extra Mile 9, you can go over there with your Extra Mile. I don't know that the Extra Mile 8, I'm not sure if it has more topspin than the Extra Mile 7. I think it picks up the boost in topspin when it gets to level 9, and at level 8 it used to be that those clubs only went, what do we got here? There's min, there's max, there's mid. That's mid club. It is 5.5. I'm just going to do it where I'm at. No variable. Be 2.4 rings. I'm going to run it out. It's going downhill, so I'm going to let it roll out to the hole and see if that plays out. 2.4 rings. It's 2.39, but who's counting? Oh! This is the same shit that happened to me yesterday. Couldn't hit it perfect. I haven't got enough time and grade on that thorn because I just started using the thorn. I don't have enough time and grade on it to know, but like with my Kingfisher, if you hit a grate to the left on a shot like that, that's about how far off you'd be, but it's really accurate. And I'm not sure with the thorn if it's kind of responding the same way, so I really need to hit that perfect to see what the deal is. But it almost, like with a lot of clubs, that right there, it almost looks like I over pulled it, that if I'd have hit it perfect, it would have came in on the other side of the cup, but it would have been super close. I think that's, I need to hit, you don't learn shit when you don't hit perfect. That's the deal. Now, I say that, but if you come into a hole and it's pretty flat like that and the cup is here and you hit a one ring grate and you're way the hell over here, you know you need to do something. I mean, when it's close like that, you can't learn anything, but if you're a long ways away, you can at least go, whoa, maybe. Because I can think of some of the holes that we're doing like plus 50 or plus 60 on, and you do a straight up shot and you're way off. That's how you learn how to do that stuff. So if you're not sure on a hole, just hit it straight up. Wherever you're at in your club, the wind divided by wherever you're at in your club, and if you hit it perfect, that's great because you'll know, like, hey, I need to start adding some wind on. I'm way off. Maybe I should add on 20 or 30 and try and get on the other side. I always like to do that, where you're here and you just hit a straight up shot and then you ended up like way over here. And so the next time, instead of trying to eke it up and going 10, 20, 30, just jumping. Just going, okay, the next shot's 30. And what I really want is to get that shot right here on a perfect. So now I know that my adjustment somewhere between, I know it's not zero. But then you can start to do the little clock game and try and dial it in. What hole are we on here? Hole number 7. Hole number 7. Hole number 7. This is another hole. It seems like there was a rough bump. That's a long ass rough bump from right here, though. Long. Let's go check it out. I literally, I think I've played these holes. How many times have these holes been in tournaments? The Rocky Mountain Tournament, the Canadian 9-hole Cup, the Lakeside 9-hole Cup. It seemed like there was at least one of those I didn't play. So we've only played them 4 times, and I think I've only played them 3, so I don't have a lot of time and grade on these. which sometimes can be good and sometimes it can be bad. You can look through my playlist. You can type in aught, and then you can type in the Canadian 9-hole cup, and it'll pop up, or those rounds, which is what I normally do when I get on holes like this and I don't remember them. I'll go watch some of my older videos so that I can see what I was doing throughout the week, how I dialed them in. And I believe that one time I played this, me and Dunner were out practicing, and if you can find any round where Dunner and I were out practicing, you want to watch. Those are the best rounds to watch because we practice. We ain't dicking around like all, we'll take 3 shots to figure out what setup we want and what kind of spin we want. A lot of the holes, we end up taking the same shot. Like on a hole like this, we'd probably take the same shot, and I go first, and I did it straight up, and then I'm off. So he'll add on a variable, add on a little bit more, and take the shot so we can try and dial it in. On some of the bigger holes, he'll pick one direction and I'll pick another, and we'll try and go at it from 2 different ways just to see if there's, like what it looks like. And then if we don't like where we end up, we'll hit over to where the other person was at. We will really practice, like really practice. And we will get our money's worth out of those practice tokens. It was floating around there for a while. People were going, man, we should be able to go out and practice all by ourselves. I can guarantee you they won't want me to practice by myself. It'll be a lot of shots before I will definitely, man, you can't get up that hill. There ain't no getting up that hill. There is none. There is none. I guess we have to hit it straight up. I suppose you could bring a topspin boost ball. Like there's max. There's min. Right there's mid. White ring off. A little less than 2 topspin. No side spin. Yeah, they don't want us practicing by ourselves. They don't want me practicing by myself. They'd have to put a limit on it that you only get 3 shots or something, which would be their cheesy way of doing the thing. Hey, we're going to let you go out there, but we're only going to let you have 3 shots or 2 shots. Otherwise, people would be... And it'd be hard to do that because you could time out. All right, there's mid. That's white ring touching that rough area. And what was it? Just a little less than 2 topspin. Right at 2. Little teeny sliver less than 2. How close can I get to my rings here? 4.9 divided by 1. 1.1. That's mid. It's 445. 445. Hitting it perfect. Perfect. Didn't pull it enough. Didn't pull it near enough. I mean, not even close to enough. This is what I'm saying, that even if I'd have hit that a grate there, a grate to the left, that still would have been way the hell off. That grate, I would have had to hit a 3-ring grate to the left in order to be at the cup. Let's look at that. That seemed like it was way off. Tommy says plus 20, but I don't, and I didn't do anything special there, but I'm not sure that plus 20 would have done me much good. That might be more than that. The other thing is I was at mid club right there, and I could have hit at max. Because I mean, if you add on if you add on 10%, your equation would be 1.1 times 4.9. That was what my wind was, divided by 1.1, and these would balance each other out. So if you add it on just 10%, you're already at 1 to 1. Sometimes it's easier when you do you work when you're dealing with where you're treating your rings as one per ring. It's easy to make pulls like that. We'll have to play that again. And that's definitely a hole where I'm going to do that. I'm going to jump to the plus 30 and see where that puts me. Because that seemed like it was way the hell off. I've played with my sniper a lot, and I kind of know where a 1 ring off, 2 ring off is, and that was perfect. And I was way, way off. This is par 5, par 4. Long par 4. We must be going down this. Now, it does seem to me that there was one of these that we were trying to hit into this area and then doing this shot. That there was a really good shot from right here going at it. But I'm not sure with some of the topspin boost balls that we have out there now and some of the ball inventory that we have that some shots like this that weren't available in the past are now available. But I do kind of remember now where we were hitting it, I think off the tee box. Were we going in between the trees? I don't know that we were going in between the trees, but we might have been. I'm just trying to run it down the fairway. Let me look at this. Man, let's go look at it. I can't remember. Cannot remember. Let's go look at it and waste a couple. Something. I'm definitely not bringing out a topspin boost ball in practice, though. Dirty birdie. Lake Wabasca. Is it Wabasca? Yeah, we were hitting it through there. Trying to run it down. And I don't like being on that side of the sand. I don't like being that close to the tree, because on that you'd want to bring it to the right just a little to clear, and now you're putting yourself in the rough on the other side. Trying to go around it on this side, you'd have to pull back a little bit, which is just as bad as pulling back over here. Power 5 ball. I think with a power 5 ball we can get in front of this. Now I might have been able to get in front of that with overpower. No, I don't think so. Yes. Okay. Yes, we can. I was just riding the red line, seeing where it was at, not doing any overpower. But sure. Show me up. This has got to be one of the longest par 4s, longest par 4s in the game. Yeah, you could bring a power 5 ball and really dig your ass up into that zone. I don't think we need to, though. We'll bring out that. Five, and put just a titch of it back on. Not much, but just a titch. Hitting it perfect. Just trying to get her down there. Get her down there. I do remember taking this shot from up in this area. It seemed like we had a really good shot from up here too. They're in long iron. I might be in short iron right here. I'm going to do it straight up wherever I'm at in my club. The wind divided by wherever I'm at in my club. That's it. I am in Thorn. I am. There's Max. There's min. There's mid. I'm in mid club once again. 2.3. 4.8 divided by 2.3. 2.08 rings. I'm going to do 2.1. There's 2, 1. Hitting it perfect. Perfect. I needed to do like a plus 0.1. Not a 10%, just a plus 0.1. 1 to 1, or wherever you're at in your club, plus 0.1. Try it. It might work for you. It might have worked for me if I'd have did it. But no, I didn't do the plus 0.1. All right. Hole number 8 in the bag. Somebody down there, please come up and knock my ass out. I was trying to figure out how Moji was ahead of, how they were ahead of the, they've played 3 holes, that's why. Okay, I just want to make sure that I do not make this, I want to make sure I get a par on this last hole. Whew. I am 100% sure that we were hitting down into this area last time I played this hole and then going for the cup, as opposed to going this direction to try and bring it around the bend and out into this area. I'm not sure if you look at the green as far as the sand trap goes, if you were in this area, your shot to the cup's in the back of the green, versus if you did make it out here trying to come at it. I'm not sure that your view's any better. I'm almost positive we were playing for this area right here last time. Let me see. How did we get there? That's the question. How did we get there? Don't you know? Nope. Now, I could have been a little bit more prepared, went and watched some gameplay from before, but where's the fun in that? There's 3 topspin. There's 4 topspin. Kind of like that. 4, 5, 3. Make sure I gave myself a lot of room. I got 2.5 rings on the rough down here at the bottom. So 1.1 times 5.3 divided by 1.2, 4.85 rings. And a grate to the left just for good measure. I definitely wouldn't want to put on any more topspin than that. That was just right. 4 topspin. And that's, so with an APOC at 240 versus if you had an extra mile at 236, the 4 would put you a little short of that, but you'd be fine. I suppose you could try and eke out that extra a little bit and put 4 in a sliver. But I will tell you that I would take that shot every day as opposed to being in the rough once. I mean, not that you're going to have a problem getting up there and recovering, but the whole deal is we want to be able to give ourselves a great shot every time. And you might find yourself on some holes where you're like, you know what, instead of doing 4, I'm going to do 3 because I'd rather be a little short each time, because where I'm at in my club, it'll put me like dead center middle. So elevation, that is higher than where we're at. So we should be taking wind off, but we're probably not going to. There's men. And you can see if I hit a little bit further back, I could give myself a little bit of room on that. And there is a Goliath rough bump that we could do right there, but we're not going to be able to get in it. We could adjust our start spot so that we could do that. And now that I'm sitting here, that is the shot that we were doing before. 4.7 divided by 1.4. Can I change balls just so I could set this shot up a little bit better for my fans? 2 backspin. I'm going to put on just the 2 backspin and not that little sliver of right hand side spin, and then I'll move it around to see if I can find the spot. But there is definitely a rough bump down there. So we're at the spot where our red line's right here, and where we want to do the rough bump is right here, and our thorn doesn't have enough topspin to get us there. So we could, if we hit a little short from where we're at, minimum Goliath is coincidentally the same as minimum Grizzly. So if we hit just a little bit further back from where we were, we could hit that with our Goliath. I suppose if we're talking about topspin short irons, a runner would be a great club to have in your bag, so that if you did overshoot it and you ended up in your short iron, you'd have a runner. Might not be a bad club to bring in your bag. Was it 2 backspin? It was 2 backspin. No side spin. And it is 6.7. We went from 4 to 6 in the matter of just a sliver of a second. And 2 rings off the rough down there, going right at it. What are we doing? 4.78. Hey, there's 4. Yeah. Definitely want to hit that a little shorter. I think the three topspin, so that I'm in minimum Goliath. Maybe even 2.5. Well, the other thing you could do too is bring a katana. You could probably bring a katana and hit up to the same area and use the 4. But even then, I think on days where you had a pure tailwind, you'd want to make sure and give yourself a little bit of room. So maybe katana and 3.5 if you have an APOC, and 4 topspin if you have a extra mile. We can work those numbers. Now my opponent, let's see if my opponent gets it. I'm going to putt off the green, if I can. Perfect. Come on, dude. Pick up the vibe. Pick up the vibe. We can hit back to where we were at, and we can try that shot again. Oh, come on. Nobody wants to practice. Nobody's picking up the vibe. Everybody, oh, you're going to win. You won. And guess what you won? You won nothing. Nobody wants to practice. Nobody gets it. Everybody's like, oh, it's just like one-on-one. You just go out there and you practice. No, you practice is different. When you go to if you go to a real golf course, you get out there on the golf course and you go, hey man, I want to go out there and practice hole number 6. And they go, yeah, it'll cost you $150 for a round. And when you get to hole number 6, feel free to play that hole the one time and you got some practice on it. They don't let you go out there and practice hole number 6. Now, if you know somebody at the course or if you live on the course, you can sneak out there and you can get in between groups and you can get away with shit like that because you know somebody or you live on the course. I have a buddy that lives on a course in South Carolina, and he lives on hole number 2, and I've played that hole and a bunch of times because he lives right on it. I can go out there and hit. But they don't let you do that. They don't let you just go out there and get on it. But I suppose you can in Playdemic. You can just go play hole number 6 over and over and over and over and over again. Hole number 9, hole number 6, hole number 2. Okay, hopefully somebody up there, hopefully one of these people will come up and get on the ball so I don't qualify with a -3. I thought a -3 would be for sure not to get in, but evidently not. Not when you have 70% of the people can make it. There's definitely opportunity to pick up some shots here, but there's a bunch of these holes that this is going to be a tournament that there's a bunch of these holes that are going to kick people's ass. For sure. Now this hole right here, we can pick this up. We got a great opportunity to pick this up going through the trees and get up there on the green, get our eagle and move along. That is a definite hole. We got an opportunity. This hole right here, if we can get this area worked out, we do have a shot at hole in one. I'm not gonna proclaim yet that this is we're gonna get a lot, because the other thing I noticed on this hole is if you miss that cup and you have any speed whatsoever, you are going off the backside. You can very easily find yourself in the rough. I can see this hole eating a lot of people's lunch. This hole is one fat Mac Daddy from all of the lunches that it's ate. If you start finding yourself in trouble, I'm going to explore the backspin shot on this, bringing out my Guardian because of where the red line is with a sniper and a 3 power ball, of pushing that red line a little bit forward by bringing out a Guardian and seeing what my options are. It'll probably, because of how close it is, it'll probably take a backspin boost ball, but that is definitely worth exploring, because I bought some backspin boost balls a year or two ago for the side spin, because they were like 5 side spin balls, and having one that was in that category, like a 3 or a 4 power ball that had 5 side spin, was beneficial. And I haven't really used the backspin on them, but this hole right here is definitely a candidate. Hole number 3. Oh, we got a great shot here. I think we can get on. I think we can get on or right off in one, going down through this lane, at least on side wind and tailwind days. We do have a shot on that one of picking one up. We got a great shot on that one if we can figure that spot out too. That spot kind of sucks. It looks like it would be really, really cool, but with all the divots that are down there, it kind of sucks. This hole, I think we can try and go for it if you have a topspin boost ball, or we're just going to have to lay it up and then take the shot. But if you have an inventory of topspin boost balls, this way right here, I would definitely explore that. Definitely explore it. For sure. Yeah, and this is another one of those ones where we're laying up, going for the shot. And I am definitely going to be going this direction and not trying to get this direction. For sure. For sure. Even in my low level account. This hole here, what does Tommy say on this? Is it plus 20? I'm not sure that I'm not. Pins here, I hit perfect and I was over here. I had to have been at least 5-6 squares away. That's a long ways on a perfect. And I don't think plus 20 with the wind that I had was going to help. So I would if you're going to take the straight up shot at it, which I brought out my katana and it has, or my cataclysm, it has more topspin than my sniper, and I wasn't able to dig my way up that hill. So if you had a topspin boost ball, you probably could do this rough bump. You could run your topspin and get past that hump to get up towards the cup. This is another hole, topspin boost ball, that might be the ticket. Might be. It's a possibility. Yeah, another one of those ones where we're laying it up and then having to do the chip up to the cup. This one I did where I was at in my club plus 0.1. I think the plus 0.1, we might, as the week goes on and they change the variable, have to adjust that, but it seemed like it was pretty flat to the cup, just like where you were at in your club, and a little plus 0.1. Good opportunity there. We got a great opportunity here as well. So we do have a lot of opportunities, but what I'm seeing on these holes is a lot of opportunities to get your ass handed to you as well, because there's a lot of it's not just the second shot. It's my whole goal is always to standardize, and so like I really want Playdemic to go, hey, look, we're going to let you go out here and drop your ball at the 326 mark, because the last 72 times you've taken this shot, you've ended up at 326. Because this is the shot that you really, really, really want to work on. But getting it to the 326 is not, there's a lot of holes here that it's going to be, we're going to have a lot of opportunities to get caught up on our drives, especially if we're not hitting perfect. Maybe this will be one of those really tough tournaments where our minimum score is 24 and during the week it's 26, 28. You know, like this is the range. If you can pick up anything, like hole number one, I think we're going to have to pick that up. That puts us at 26. And if we can pick up anything on top of that, just one more per side and get ourselves to 28, we are in the catbird seat. Like that is going to be like, I like tournaments where we have to struggle to try and pick up shots. And not only are we struggling to try and pick up shots, but every freaking hole you make one mistake and your opportunity to drop a shot is huge. All right, that is a walkthrough for the Providence. Is it the Providence playoffs? Is that what it is? Province playoffs. Why we're not playing a 9-hole cup this week, I have no idea. I have no idea what the deal is there, but we aren't. We're playing a full tournament and started today. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Stay safe. Hopefully where you're at, it's starting to become summer. A lot of you are like, it was summer like 2 weeks ago. It's already 105. But it's starting to warm up where I live. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, leave a comment. I appreciate all of it. See you next time.